Welcome back everybody. In today's video we visit Irish Mecca. So pull up a chair, pour a pint, and come along with us as we check out Guinness Stout. To really appreciate Guinness, you have to go back to the beginning. Arthur Guinness started brewing ales in 1759 at the St. James Gate Brewery in Dublin. On December 31st of 1759, he signed a 9,000-year lease at £45 per annum for the unused brewery. There's a lot of time left on that lease. So what is Guinness? Well, in essence, it's a beer or a stout that, according to the interwebs, Guinness is an Irish dry stout that originated at the brewery at St. James Gate. It's one of the most successful alcohol brands worldwide, brewed in almost 50 countries and available in over 120. Sales in 2011 amounted to 850 million liters, or 190 million imperial gallons, or 220 million US gallons. In spite of declining consumption since 2001, it's still the best-selling alcoholic drink in Ireland, where Guinness & Co. makes almost 2 billion euros worth of beer annually. That's a lot of hangovers. The first thing you need if you're going to make good stout is good water, and it takes a lot of it. And as you can see from the video, a lot of water goes through this plant every day. After water, barley, roast malt extracts, hops, and brewer's yeast go into the mix. A portion of the barley is roasted to give Guinness its dark color and characteristic taste. It's then pasteurized and filtered. There has been many changes over the years, but arguably its biggest change to date came in 1959 when Guinness began using nitrogen, which changed the fundamental texture and flavor of Guinness of the past, as nitrogen bubbles are much smaller than CO2, giving it a creamier and smoother consistency over the sharper traditional CO2 taste. This step was taken after Michael Ash, a mathematician turned brewer, discovered the mechanism to make this possible. Guinness has always taken good care of its employees, paying higher wages. In 1914, when the First World War broke out, employees at Guinness St. James Brewery were encouraged to join the British forces. Over 800 employees served in the war, and this was made possible due to a number of measures put in place by Guinness. For instance, soldiers' families were paid half wages while they were off fighting, and their jobs were guaranteed upon their return. Of the 800 employees who fought, 103 didn't come home. That's not to say that there hasn't been conflicts and problems in the country. Before 1939, if a Guinness brewer wished to marry a Catholic, his resignation was requested. According to Thomas Malloy, writing in the Irish Independent, it had no qualms about selling drink to Catholics, but it did everything it could to avoid employing them until the 1960s. During World War II, The demand for Guinness among the British is one of the main reasons why the UK lifted the commerce restrictions imposed in 1941 to force Ireland into supporting the Allied powers. The majority of the building that we got to see was dedicated more to advertisements and history. We didn't get to see any of the making of the Guinness, but it's still a cool place to see. In my opinion, it's a one and done. I don't think I would do it again. You pay to go see stuff that you had to pay to buy, and you don't even really get to see how it's made. You do, if you pay the extra, get to have a free pint at the very top of the building in their bar, and it is kind of cool, but still, I think it's a little overhyped. I know some people will disagree with me and say that it's well worth it and they would do it over and over and over. And, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. If that's your thing, it's great. It was really cool. But in Dublin, you can't throw a rock without hitting some place that sells Guinness merchandise or Guinness Stout or Guinness Ale or whatever your jam is. So, this is our third trip to Dublin, and we finally decided to do it. And yes, it was very cool, but again, I wouldn't do it again. Next time, I think we probably will hit Teeling Distillery. There's several different distilleries in Dublin Township that to me is more interesting, and that's speaking from me as being a brewer myself. I love learning about the history of things, and I didn't get any of that here. Everything I've told you on here, I got off the interweb. As in most of the buildings, or should I say the old buildings in Dublin, the architecture is very, very cool. This building is, in my opinion, a work of art. It's just a really cool building. This floor, it's pretty much all dedicated to different ads through the years for Dublin. There's the famous seal with the Dublin, there's the famous harp. There was some that I'd never seen, like this fish riding a bicycle. Just kind of a weird ad, but it was funny. A lot of really cool stuff to see here, but again, it's just advertisements. Most of it you could probably look up online and see pictures of and save the whatever it was, $20 or so to walk through this. Still, again, I know there will be some haters out there that think I'm being a stick in the mud, but I wanted to learn how it was made. I wanted to actually see the brewing process. Now, that's not saying that you can't see how it's brewed. You absolutely can if you want to pay for it. And again, in my opinion, paying $80, give or take, is a lot of money to pay somebody to see how they do their whatever. And I don't know. It's just, I have a hard time justifying that expense. If you're enjoying these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button and feel free to share them with your friends. I know it sounds cheesy, it's cliche and everything else, but it really does help us to grow our channel and help us to bring you more content like this. I do wish I could have showed you this footage without taking the sound away, because it was really cool, but it's copyrighted material. They are ads for Guinness. This whole room, it's part of the same floor with ads. This whole room, all the walls were covered with screens, and they just showed an endless loop of different ads for Guinness through the years. It was really kind of cool, but it was extremely loud. So enjoy what you can see here. It's very interesting. I want to say thanks again for watching. There should be another video with more content coming out soon from Glen Ellen. I produced this one. We kind of go back and forth. She's got footage that I haven't seen, so it's always kind of a surprise for both of us to see what the other one has done. At long last, we finally make it to the top floor. Can you guess what's up there? That's right, folks. We get to finally have our Guinness, or in my case, I think I got a lager. Glen Ellen got 2 Guinness, and Tita got a lager, and I don't think she drank it, which should be against the law.